All right, so we finally got it. Lego Optimus Prime. Waiting for this. I guess it got delayed due to a bunch of orders, but anyway, here it is. And quick overview: it's a model set number 10302. It has just over 1,500 pieces, and it's 18 plus. In Canada, it costs $220. So price per part, that's not good, but you know, it's Optimus Prime. It's their first transformer, I guess, product, and yeah, and it's Prime himself, so can't really blame him for the price. And then there's obviously inflation and all that. So yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, as soon as I saw the box, I was like, hey, that looks familiar. That's because of this. This is the MP1 from Takara. This is the first masterpiece transformer, and this one is particular for Japan, the Japanese version. The American version, which I do have also, is a big, giant, like plastic clamshell. Looks nothing like this. But as you can see, when you look at the two, there's an uncanny amount of resemblance between them, right? You know, top left, you have the transformer symbol, no, logo, I guess, lettering here, and then on the top right, you have model converts kind of design. Here it says 20th anniversary because Transformer came out in 1985. This was produced in 2005, so 20 years. Anyways, you know, the locations are both like monochrome, kind of similar. And then at the bottom left here, you have the Autobot symbol. For Lego, they have the Lego symbol. And then some, you know, bunch of information at the bottom. And then you have Prime himself, right? Look at him. Same framing, same pose, A stance, straight legs, blaster on the right hand, you know, fist on the other. And the camera is situated low to the ground, and then Prime is looking down on the viewer. Yeah, it's pretty much identical. But I'm not complaining, you know, and I don't blame them either. So, and yeah, it looks good, and you know, it just so happens that the Lego sets, like the premium ones, tend to have this black, really dark background, and it just kind of, you know, made sense to do it this way. Aside from that, there's not really a lot of similarities. If you look at this side, you know, pretty standard Transformers, but it's the same, different colors. So, and then at the back here, fairly standard product shots, you know, but they're not really the same. Right? I mean, it shows like all the accessories here, so it's there, but you know, yeah, different layout and everything. So. On one other side, completely different, and then the top, there's a little bit of similarities, but I wouldn't call that they copied it. I mean, you know, just yeah, it's whatever space they got to deal with. But yeah, do you think they intentionally copied this, or you know, or it was just a huge coincidence? I'm leaning towards the former, but yeah, I just wanted to compare the box art before I crack this open and start building it. Alright, so we've opened the box. Let's see what we have inside. So this is what's inside. Lots of small bags, nicely separated out. And then, ooh, I like this. So they put the instruction inside this cardboard envelope. So let's go open that up. Alright, so we got the instructions here. Let's Pretty good looking. No folds. Yeah. All right. It just like the all black and just massive Autobot symbol there. It's pretty thick too. Does it say how many pages there are? So 170 pages. Ooh. Even has this comics looking kind of design. I do hope that we get more sets for Transformers. I can see them making a Bumblebee, especially that they already have licenses from Volkswagen and they've done Beetles before, so I can totally see that. I can see them making Starscream as well. Not sure about Megatron because he's a gun. Yeah, so really like this art here. Oh, if you can see this, where's the box? Here they have short bit at the top and then long bit at the bottom, and then this art here is the opposite, long bit at the top and then short bit at the bottom. I believe this is the proper way. This designer apparently used to work for Hasbro, so yeah. So obviously here you got Optimus Prime, he has Blaster, he has Energy Axe, which only used once in one episode. Matrix of Leadership, there's a Energon Cube in purple, and then a backpack that he borrowed from Sideswipe? Yeah. The red Lamborghini one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's a pretty big model. And yeah, and then instruction from there. So almost forgot the sticker sheet. So there's 2 stickers for the bumper, one for the vehicle mode, one for the robot mode, and then 2 for the ties. So this is how you're supposed to stick it on. And then for the plaque, Optimus Prime. And yeah. So there are 10 number bags, although there are 2 number 5 bags. And then there's the tires, which are not numbered, but yeah. So it stands right there. Yeah, let's start building it now. Alright, so the build is done. Well, almost actually. You still need to assemble him. What we have here is the his head, the torso, thighs, legs and feet, and then the arms. We got some accessories as well. The Energon Cube, Matrix of Leadership, Energon Axe, Ion Blaster, Sideswipe's jetpack. I guess it's more like his abs. The bumper, and the other canister, and the plaque. Yeah, so the next thing, or the last thing we need to do is just assemble it. Alright, let's do that. All right, so we'll do it from bottom up. So starting with the feet, attach the legs. Ooh, man, that's pretty tight because there are two connections here. There you go. So we got his feet and lower legs. It's pretty stable because of the rubber feet here at the bottom. And then the thighs. There's no knee articulation, but you can rotate it. So the other side, there you go. And then the torso. All right, and there you go. Oh man, he's pretty tall already. So the next thing is his abs in front of the truck. There you go. And then we can fold it a little bit, and then yeah, put it inside like this. There you go. That's looking really good. Oh, almost forgot. The canister is here. It just goes on the side here. Yeah, so you can flip it like this. In robot mode, it goes like this. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Alright, so yeah, the arms now. So let's just put it together first. I really like the prints here. So the Autobot symbol is printed, so there's these arrows here. There you go. Then we can just attach it to the side here. Alright. Oh man. Same for the other side. Just goes in here. Alright, there you go. Yeah, so in the head. Oh man, it looks awesome. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, yeah. Alright, so almost forgot the matrix. Put that inside. He just basically sits there. It doesn't like snap or anything. But yeah, obviously when you close the windshield there, it just stays inside. And so he looks a little bit slim, so obviously we'll put the jet back here. So there's clips here, attaches there. And then this thing, there's a cavity here, the thing will just stick inside. There you go. Alright, now we can shove it in. There you go. He looks much better now. Alright, so well, we can do that. Yeah, just rotate it a little bit. So, oh yeah, his black. Well, let's give him his blaster, obviously. So, yeah, so how it gets held is by these two studs here. So it's pretty secure. There you go, but you can still close his fists a little bit. Yeah. We have Lego Optimus Prime. And it looks really good. It's, yeah. I guess the only thing is kind of he's leaning forward. So we do have a bunch of extra pieces here. We can put some, you know, on his toes and sort of like stick just to angle him back a little bit. So it's not really the best one, but let's see if that helps. Kind of helps. There you go. So it's more vertical. But yeah, let's just actually, you know what, actually it's not bad at all. Let's just put that there. And his Energon axe. Well, to use this, you're gonna have to remove the hand. So when you remove the hands, you can flip it down like this, and then you can shove it inside. Oh, I don't know if it's kind of dark, but yeah, you should be able to just shove it in like this. There you go. And then your Energon Cube. Cool. That's awesome. Okay, so it's the next day now, and after reviewing the video, I just realized I didn't actually, take an in-depth look at the robot mode and cover the articulation. So let's do that. Let's just, look at him while he spins manually with my arms sitting on the instruction booklet. But yeah, overall look of him is pretty good. The proportions is just right. There's not a lot of studs that sticks out. The details, especially on the legs, the silver vents there, it looks so right, and he looks like he has a muscular build, just like it. The animation, printed Autobot symbols, and the arrows in the arms, pretty good. The floodlights at the top there, and the silver grill that makes up his abs. Looks good. Yeah, so let's take a closer look at him and then cover the articulation. Alright, so yeah, the head is in a ball joint, so you can look up and down and side to side, and because of the transformation you can do this as well. You can look down quite well. So and so this very controversial, I suppose, are the eyes. Some say they're too close together, but what it is that there's too much white space around the eyes. Like the mouthpiece should really be a little bit higher. I'm not sure if it's possible with the pieces, but I think that's and you can move the ears too. I don't know if that's a thing, but you can do that. Yeah, the floodlights here, there's 4 of them, just like actually they're all just like these ones. MP1. Actually, they all do have 4. Yeah, so it's pretty accurate. And then obviously you can open up the chest and take out the matrix of leadership. It's actually focus. Yeah, it looks pretty simple, but it works. And it's not actually held in place, but if you close it, it will stay there. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, the printed Autobot symbols left and right. That's very similar to G1, but MP1. Actually, all the masterpieces only have it on the left shoulder. Even Robosen is only on the left shoulder. But yeah, that's fine. And then in terms of articulation, there's like, I guess, a butterfly swing here, but that's mainly for articulation. But you can rotate it up and down like this, and then up and down forwards like this as well. It goes all the way back. It goes all the way around, so it's pretty good articulation arm wise. If we go down a little bit here, and the elbows can be rotated sideways, and then yeah, it can be bent 90 degrees, and then a little bit far beyond 180 degrees back there. So it's pretty good. And then on the the hands, so I made one modification for the hands. I took out the 3x1 piece here, and if you do that, you can then articulate each fingers so that he can, you know, point like this as he is shown regularly in the animation. You know, so yeah, and I'll show you where I put that piece later on. Anyways, and then, you know, the back is fine. You can point the thrusters of the jetpack individually. You know, they're just in the ball joint. And yeah, so let's go down a little bit here. So when I said the 3x1 pieces from the hands, let me remove this jetpack first. I moved it here. So there were gray pieces here, and so I put it here. And I'll show you where I put the gray pieces. So when you do that change, what it does is you can then do this. You can bend the legs towards the back even better, and because the gray pieces, I guess, meant to act like stoppers, so he wouldn't go like this, but you know, he wouldn't really fall back anyways because there's other stoppers there. But yeah, so if you scroll down, so yeah, he can move his leg forwards too, pretty far forward like this. You just need to move the bumper or the side skirts out of the way and slightly to the back there with a modification, and then he can swing a little bit out. Now if you choose to remove the wheels, the front wheels, as per the I guess animation design, then actually he looks pretty good without the side wheels. It's more accurate. So yeah, so if you look at the masterpiece MP1 Prime, he doesn't have it hides the front tires and wheels. It goes inside the chest, but obviously that would be too complicated to do in the Lego. Even Robosen didn't do that. But if you do that, you can then have a slightly better articulation. Well, not slightly. You can pretty much do the splits. So anyways, let's put that back on there. Alright, so, and then you can't rotate the tires, but you can rotate the lower legs here. And then I guess one other major complaint here is you can't bend the knees. So you can only rotate at the knees, which is a shame, but I kind of understand. Again, you know, it'll be, if if it bends, it'll fall backwards like that, and it's just gonna shatter to pieces. So I can see why they opted to do that. Yeah, the feet is you can swing it side to side like this. Why does it come off? This come off way too easy for me. But yeah, you can swing it side to side so that, you know, you can spread the legs like this, and yeah, it'll look flat. But also the toes can swing up and down. And you can see I added additional pieces here. So the gray piece came from the back. The 1x1 stud here is an extra piece. I put it there. And because of that, he's able to, you know, stand up straight instead of leaning forward. Yeah, so it does that. And then there's rubber pads on the heel, so, you know, he doesn't slide around. Again, this thing always comes off. And yeah, so that's the articulation and the modification that I made. Yeah, and so okay. I also forgot to mention the wheels themselves. So these are printed, like the hubcaps, and there's 6 of them. Obviously, 3 on one side, both sides. Um, yeah, and then the silver paint all over him. It's just nice, like in the vents here. Here, the grill in the front, on his abs. Yeah, and then the smokestacks too are in silver. And yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. All right, so let's do some size comparison, and let's bring in the OG G1 Optimus Prime. You can see how small it is. Let's just straighten the arms here. Do a fist. There we go. Yeah, G1 Optimus Prime is pretty weird because of the gun. It has, it basically has 2 grips, but you can't use the actual pistol grip. And so, yeah, anyways. So, and it's kind of loose, so he just has to hold it like this. Right. And the next one up is MP1. So, so Lego Optimus Prime is actually bigger than MP1, right? And yeah, and the nice thing about MP1 is like there's a lot of die cast here, but it's just heavy and it's just like he can barely hold himself up either as well. And then MP10, I have the Shattered Glass edition, but it's obviously the same mold. So let's give him some space here, just doing it by height. Yeah. I don't have MP44. I found him to be really expensive, and it's just not worth it. On the other hand, I know now I'm just almost basically going to contradict myself because, when I'm complaining about price, it's because we have the Robosen here. You know what? He needs to be enabled.
I am the leader of the Autobots.
There we go. So he just towers everyone over everyone. Okay. Yeah. So G1, MP10, MP1, Lego Optimus Prime, Robosen, Optimus Prime. That looks awesome. So let's go transform all of them. That's gonna take some time. All right, now let's look at the accessories individually. First up, the blaster here. The blaster looks pretty good. It looks very accurate, and you can fold the handle. It has the gray piece there, and it's quite long. It's quite big. And let's just compare it to MP1's. MP1 is, well, there's 2 colors. There's the gray one for the Japanese version, and then the black one for the North American version. So there's the Japanese version. But yeah, as you can see, there's, it's fairly similar. And where's the other one? Actually, the bigger one right here. This is from Robosen, and yeah, it looks pretty good. So. And then the energy axe. Yeah, the energy axe is okay, I think. Probably the best they could do with what they have. Compare that to Robosen. The Robosen one is good. I mean, it's just really big. And yeah, and this one just like the masterpieces, it just goes over the fist. But for Lego, you have to remove the fist, which is not a big deal. I guess lastly is the Energon Cube. I don't really have a representation of this aside from the one that came with the masterpiece. Which one? Soundwave. And yeah, and this one on the left is just, it's a translucent plastic. That's all there is. There's nothing really interesting about it. But yeah, really nice, like translucent purple pieces, and then purple top and bottom. So it looks good. And the plaque here with the tech spec, and yeah, pretty standard. Just one big wedge piece with some pieces to stand it up. But yeah. Alright, so let's go transform Lego Optimus Prime.
Greetings.
I wasn't talking to you. Anyways, I should avoid saying his name. Put his legs together and they will clip in together like that. And yeah, bend his elbows. And then pretty much we can fold the head. I just need to leave it like that. And then, yeah, we'll fold up the abs here, or the front of the bumper. And yeah, generally speaking, the transformation is almost like G1 with a twist, like that. Yeah, and then you can put the head down into the back, and we can basically fold him now like this, and then align the canister so that it's horizontal. And then we fold the arms towards the back, and then we rotate the forearms to the front, and then the hands fold the thumbs down, and then you can rotate it this, and then the whole thing should just fold down, and you can put the fingers down like this. Do the same for the other side. Yeah, we might have to clean these up, but yeah, so, but other than that, we're looking pretty good. And we can put the, okay, so, yeah, it needs to be flush down there. Then you can hold it down. Does it clip in? Oh yeah, it does. There's a couple studs that you can. There you go. Now it's in there. That's solid. Oh, we forgot to fold this down, just to kind of complete the look there. Basically ladders or something. So same thing for the other side, like that. And then we're pretty much done here. The last thing we need to do is the feet, and just fold it down. This thing comes off for me for some reason. It connects via only 2 studs anyway, so, and then there it goes to the other side. Yeah, alright, so now he has taillights like this. And yeah, so that was it. And that's Lego Optimus Prime in truck mode.
Greetings.
Oh my god. Oh, the very last step, but it is optional, is to replace the bumper here with the license, his belt buckle basically, with this one that looks like a license plate. But you know what, I actually don't mind leaving this one there. So there's one parts former piece, but it's totally optional. You can just Yeah, but it looks pretty good. It's hard to rotate them because his tires are made out of rubber, and yeah, it's an Optimus Prime truck. And I like how the legs are pretty clean too. They're not like really chunky. Oh, you can also put the his blaster here down here, and yeah, so you can fold that like that, and there's storage for his blaster in the back there. But that's about it though. Like you can't. Oh, actually, can you do this? Oh yeah, you can. There you go. Rocket truck. But yeah, you can do that too. But that's not official. Anyways, yeah. Now let's do some comparison. I'm gonna have to transform the other guys too. All right, so finally transform all the other primes, and yeah, so let's do some size comparison in vehicle mode. Well, first is the G1. Look how much smaller it is. But yeah. And then second in size is MP10. Yeah, you can see how much bigger Lego Optimus Prime is compared to MP10. MP1 that has a bunch of die casts in it. It's kind of loose, so something came up. But let's just put that aside. So the main thing I don't like about Robosen is that when it's on or off, I mean, he goes limb, and so you have to turn on just so that he can.
Greetings. I am Optimus Prime.
Yes, you are. Okay, now that it is on, he can stay in his form properly. Oh, okay. Yeah. Pull the camera back a little bit. But yeah, so let's just align him like this. There we go. That's a nice looking set. But yeah, so I guess now let's talk about price. So obviously in Canada, Lego Optimus Prime I paid $220. MP1 I paid $120, I believe. Canadian US, I don't remember. MP10 came out as $100 with the trailer. This one MP1 didn't come with a trailer. And then I don't remember how much I paid for this is a reissue. It's a 25th anniversary reissue. You know, has obviously everything. Even came with the comics. But yeah, and then obviously Robosen on the far right here, $750 US, basically almost $1,000 Canadian. So considering the size and the price, it's actually pretty good. Lego Optimus Prime, because the one I don't have, MP44, is basically $300 US, or almost that. Here in Canada, is closer to 400, or is it 400? Anyways, it's ridiculously expensive for pretty much the same size as MP10, but it just, I don't know, and it doesn't. I don't think it looks as nice. But actually, MP10, the thing I don't like about him is although the cab is nice, it's just really chunky in the rear here. It's obviously legs. Anyways, but yeah, so that's size comparison, and I guess also price comparison as well. And I just can't fathom how small G1 is compared to the other one. I mean, it looks really ridiculous when you put it here. But yeah. So, what else am I gonna say? But yeah, it's for the price, how big it is, how I guess you could say accurate, and then obviously like all that considering it's made out of Lego, it's actually not a bad price. It transforms well, not on its own like a Robosen obviously, and this one's lights and everything. But yeah, it's still pretty good for the price, I believe, especially if you compare it to MP44, which I don't have. Yeah, so what do I think of this Lego Optimus Prime? Well, obviously, I like it. You know, Transformer, it's Optimus Prime, it transforms, it's big, it looks good, and yeah, like all the detailed rubber tires, silver pieces, and I really like the fact that the grill is the same one that it's used in the on robot mode, unlike like all the other ones, like this MP10. See, there's a fake grill here that becomes his abs. This one is hidden in robot mode. That all started with MP1, so you can see the two grills here. But yeah, even Robosen is like that too. So, but Lego managed to not do that and to reuse the grill here, and then on transformation it angles a little bit, so it has a nice muscular body, and I think that was just genius on how they designed that. The parts forming, it's not necessary. I would put this piece and leave it there. I guess now, there's obviously the issue with not enough articulation, especially on, the knees won't bend. But then again, it's probably for stability issues. And then, yeah, it leaning forward. So that's another bad thing, but it's not a huge deal. You can work around that. I like the fact that you can put the gun or the blaster in the back here, and how this thing vibrates is pretty accurate. Like, have you seen those trucks? This thing is basically suspended for a comfy ride, and so it looks realistic here. Although it's probably because this thing is not that. No, there you go. But still does it. But yeah, it's still good. And what else is there? Obviously things will come off if you're not careful, just like that. But it is Lego. It will do that. So, and then obviously the box says it's 18 plus. So that's to be expected. You need to handle it with care. I do wish they make a trailer. This is the G1 there, and it would be like a base. It has a roller, and but yeah, that would be nice. But it's probably really big and it's probably going to be expensive. So we'll see how that goes. I'm still waiting for the trailer for Robosen Optimus Prime, and that one's huge and self-transforming. It's really expensive, but yeah. And anyways, I'm just babbling on. I just can't stop talking about Optimus Prime. Always wanted a Lego Prime. I was a huge Transformer fan. As you can see, the number of Primes I have here, it's not even all of them. A bunch, obviously been collecting a lot of Legos. Well, not obviously because you even knew that, but I do have a bunch of unopened boxes behind me here that you don't see. And having, them combined together, Lego and Optimus Prime, it's just great. It's just really good. But yeah, think that's it. I rambled long enough. Thanks for watching. Bye now.